Okay, it is a cold and windy day down here in Melbourne, so it's time for another review of iced coffee. This time, it's an AMP iced latte, quality coffee and real milk. I've only just recently seen this. I saw that it's my local Woolworths, and I thought that is an interesting, classy design, because look at this business here. Foil. Woo boy! And so what I thought I would talk about was dealing with anger, because I'm not great with dealing with my anger. I feel the rage coming up inside of me, and afterwards, I don't know if you're like me, but sometimes you say things and you get angry and you regret it afterwards. And I want to talk about that and how to try and control that, and what I'm going to try and do to control that. Maybe that will help someone. I don't know. But first, we got to review this AMP iced latte. I've never had this before, as I said. Fancy foil. Let's take the fancy foil off. Fancy. Oh, goodness. Ooh, that's snazzy. That is snazzy.com. This is 250 mils. It has a strength of, I think it's 7 bars out of 10. Can you see that? 7 bars out of 10. Now I'm trying to look at the right spot here. So yes, anger is a thing for a lot of men in particular, I think, and very much so in Australia as well, because we're struggle to contain our emotions. A lot of people ask us to share our emotions, but we keep them bottled up inside, and then they all come out at once, much like that. When you open it up, oh, that smells great. AMP, that is delicious smelling. It's AMP Coffee Co. Sorry, I missed that. Black type's hard to see. I'm going to give it the first taste before I start discussing my innermost feelings and how I'm battling with them and how I'm going to try and be a more positive person in the world. Easy peasy. That is good. That is real good. That's nutty. I did not expect that. It is very, very nutty. I'm surprised they say that's 7 bars out of 10 strength. That feels like a 3 bar out of 10 kind of a strength to me. That is really excellent though. That is really good. And now I did the thing that I said I was going to do. I'm not sure it was the last review, but I put this in the freezer to make it extra cold. The last one was in a can as well. I put that in the freezer, extra cold. And I do think it makes an excellent amount of difference. After all, it's called an iced latte, not a refrigerated latte. So I think as a young lad, that is a good tip. I'm young compared to a dinosaur. I'm old compared to a baby. But either way, ice your iced lattes. As I say, some nutty undertones. It's not too sweet. Goes down real smooth. Aftertaste is good. There's no, like, sometimes you get a little bit of a chemical aftertaste. This is very nice and smooth. So it's excellent. And I wish that's what I could do with my emotions, is it'd be nice and smooth. But sometimes it is hard because, you know, you're so busy, you're working hard, you've got the pressure of trying to provide for your family. You're driving around your kids to millions of different things. Pressure's up. You know, if you accidentally stumble onto the news, it's never good news. So try not to watch the news. You know, maybe you don't get enough sleep, work pressure, money pressure, life pressure, trying to be all things to all people, trying to find some time for yourself. And that's honestly one of the reasons why I've started doing this iced coffee review channel. It's a little bit of form of mindfulness and meditation and just trying to get my thoughts straight. And it's some time for myself. And I think that's what, as modern men, we're missing more and more, is time for yourself. We're always, I'm sure it's not just men, I'm sure it's women as well. Everyone feels under time pressure. The cost of living is so crazy. Everything's so expensive. But if I can spend $3 or $4 and then have 20 minutes to myself, 15, 20 minutes to myself, just enjoying a drink, talking about things, maybe that is a thing that can help me level out the emotions. because I was reading about, I'm sure you know, the Beatles, little band. They had a few hits in the 60s and 70s. Haven't heard from them for a while. But obviously John Lennon was one of the leads with Paul McCartney of the Beatles. And obviously after he left the Beatles, he was very much about peace and love, Yoko Ono, sleep-ins and all these sort of things, sleeping for peace, love and mung beans, as they say. And I was reading an interview with him. I think actually it was an excerpt in Playboy magazine, which obviously it's about Norgs and stuff. But back in the 70s and 80s, they wrote amazing feature articles. That's actually where the real intelligent conversations would happen, the real in-depth. And there's no magazines around like that anymore with those sort of in-depth conversations. Everything's short, TikTok, social media, quick video. But this was a very in-depth conversation. And there was a bit in there with this interview with John Lennon, which was, I think, actually published after he was murdered. It was recorded like a month before he got killed and then published after he died. And he was talking about why is he into so much peace and love? Because I think the interview was saying, boy, I'm not sure how it came about. My memory's a little bit hazy, maybe because I've had too many iced coffees in my time. But it was all about how John Lennon, as a young man, was very, very, very violent to his partners. Like really bad. Like he beat up his girlfriends, he beat up his wife, and he was very violent. And the quote from him was, that's the reason why he was so into peace and love, because the image that you portray out to the world, the message that you keep saying is to fight the inner demons. So I think I've never been violent and stuff, but I get the anger in me and I get the selfishness and I get the judgment of other people, of the people I love the most. And that's often a reflection of the judgment of myself. And that's the struggle, is that I try to preach and teach, talking about I've got to take care of other people and be selfless and stuff. I'm probably a really selfish person at heart, probably really ego driven, and I'm always in a constant battle to try and remove that from my life. And it is hard, but maybe because I have these inner feelings of rage and I like to be on time to things, and other people don't like to be so on time. And it makes it hard for me. And I just need to find a way to let it go. I need to let it go because it doesn't matter. Most of the things that we fight about, they don't matter. Like there's world wars going around. Even in the big scheme of things, you zoom out far enough, we're all one cell in this giant organism that is Earth. And the Earth is one cell in the giant organism that is the Milky Way. And the Milky Way is one cell in the giant organism that is the universe. And who knows? The universe may be one cell in the giant organism that is whatever that may be on another dimension that we don't even understand, beyond the third and fourth and fifth. Maybe there's a sixth dimension that we just can't comprehend. So it's an interesting thing to talk about and to think about these sort of things, just trying to find ways to combat those feelings that can rise up. And I think the real key, which I think I logically understand, but sometimes I emotionally lose it. When you lose it and you get the red mist and you get the anger, all logical thought goes out of your brain. So it's hard to find back. And that's, it's meditation, and maybe it's finding that bigger thing. I've been reading a lot and seeing a lot of, trying to learn a bit more about the Bible and God and things of that nature lately, just trying to see that my personal worries, my personal inner demons, my personal relationships, my personal challenges, in the big scheme of things, they don't matter. They really don't matter. And I love this thing that I heard, I think it was yesterday, and it actually amped me up as a reason to record this video today. And it was Ram Dass. I'm not sure you've heard of him. Great spiritual teacher who died a couple of years ago, who was a psychologist or psychiatric type guy, and then he discovered, acid in the 60s, and he's at the forefront of that and became very spiritual, threw all the things away, went on journeys to India, and then brought all these sort of teachings back to the Western world about meditation, all those sort of things. And I was hearing a discussion about him, and I was saying Duncan Trussell, who I love, Duncan Trussell Family Hour is the best podcast on the internet, talking about how maybe we all need to be more like children. And the context of that was, when you're around a child, they have these really, really heightened emotions. Like, they get real angry. Like it's the end of the world because they didn't get that candy. But then 5 seconds later, they're singing a song and having the best time ever. So they just let it go. They let the emotion come up and go, and then it dissipates. Whereas as adults, I think we have the emotion come up and we suppress it, go, no, everything's fine. Suppress it, everything's fine. Suppress it, everything's fine. And then it goes real big, and then you go, oh my God, I'm so sorry I did that. I'm sorry to this person. I've affected this. I've said this thing I can't take back. Whereas if you just had little outbursts all the time and just went back into it, maybe you'd be a lot better than sort of just letting it simmer, and then Vesuvius erupts. Maybe just little geysers would be better than volcano eruptions. So that's what I'm going to try to do for my emotions, is I do need to get a boxing bag, I think. I did good advice. And when I did have a boxing bag, I punched it so much, I think it fell apart. Good stuff. But it's a thing to find that way to get rid of that anger. Just doing meditation, ice baths, breathing, but trying to find the thing, which I haven't found yet, that in the moment where I can let it go. This worry that I have doesn't matter. Running late doesn't matter. Haven't got what I wanted doesn't matter. Haven't earned a lot of money this month doesn't matter. It's all going to be all right. The universe will keep going. In 50 years' time, I'm going to be dead. All worries I've had, complete waste of time. All celebrations I've had, complete waste of time. Everything that's experienced is going to be gone. This moment is gone. Maybe this video will be on the internet in 50 years' time, and some alien from another dimension will come down and see it and go, hey, this guy really understood things. This guy's a god. And then I'll be known as the Amp God. Amp God! I don't know, but just trying to find that way to level off is important, and we all need to find that thing. And I found a very good thing here in this drink. What I've noticed though, I think it's an interesting thing. When you watch someone on an Apple laptop and they put the thing up and the Apple stays up the right way, in the olden days it used to be upside down, and they realized that when you'd watch a TV show, and I think it was Sex and the City, Carrie Bradshaw, that was Sarah, she put the laptop up and the Apple was upside down, and then they changed it so when you look at the back of the Apple laptop, the Apple's the right way up. When I drink this, you can't see the brand. Interesting. Should they start to do it the other way around? Imagine if I was able to drink this and then you watching it could see the thing. That would probably be smart marketing. Amp people, I'm here. I can help you make millions of dollars. Because look at that. What's this drink? No idea. It's some light brown drink. I do want to say, this is an awesome design. This is a really awesome design. And I've never had this drink before. Primo Troc Adiro. It is awesome. I have to read the ingredients, as I always do. Real milk, no powders. Thumbs up. Beanstalk, the last one I had, was full of powders. I thought it was delicious. Then I read the ingredients and I went, this is garbage, because it was a scientific experiment. 100% Arabica coffee, good, no added preservatives, good, natural caffeine. That's excellent. Power up the daily grind with Amp. Everyday coffee for everyday legends. I'm an everyday legend, baby. After drinking this, let's read the ingredients. Arabica coffee beans, whole milk, sugar, acidity regulators 500, 332, and thickeners 460, 407, and flavoring latte. What's flavoring latte? What the hell's flavoring latte? It's got coffee in it. What do you need latte for? See, these are the things that I start to take points off. I don't think you need flavoring latte. I just think you need to... Did I mention sugar? Of course there's sugar. How much sugar in this? There is 17.5 grams and 250 mils, which is pretty good for a nice coffee. This is really, really good. Velvety taste. It even has tasting notes. They have gone next level. Velvety smooth, this is quite funny. Velvety smooth whispers of, go get him, Tiger. I want to go get him, Tiger. This is excellent. This is excellent. Like, life is excellent. If we can find a way to chill out a bit in the freezer, we will all be happier as a species and as a planet. Find a way to regulate and find that thing where you don't worry so much about things. I'm not so worried about things now, having just spent this time drinking this Amp Coffee Co. iced latte. It's good to process things, say them out loud, record a video, spend some time with yourself, and you can work things out and you can be a better person. Because managing anger is a big issue, because the world, you can look at it in two ways. The world is really hard and really ugly, but in another way, the world is perfect. And you're just a small little part of it, so you may as well be a positive part of it. That's what I want to be. Figuring out ways to express things in a positive manner is what I want to be about. That's what we should all be about, and you can do it. Anyone can do it. We just all need to try and work harder and find those things in life that make us happy and help. And the answer to all of this, of course, is the 4-letter word that we all know. Love. It's always the answer. Love is the answer for everything. But it's sometimes hard to realize that when you're in the midst of blowing up over something that doesn't matter and you regret it afterwards. I want to start not regretting things as much and just be. As Ram Dass said, be here now. One of the great spiritual books of all time. Do yourself a favor and read it. I've read it on my Kindle. I need a physical copy of it so I can look at it every day, because it's very calming. Ram Dass, Duncan Trussell, John Lennon, God, Jesus, Buddha. There's some pretty damn smart people around that have taught us some amazing things, and we need to listen to them and try and act along those lines. I gotta give this a rating. I feel like part of my rating should be not just about the drink, but also about how it makes me feel afterwards and how it helps me process things. And this, I'm going to say this is the best one. This is the best one yet. This is a 9.5. This is bloody good. This is what life's about. It's a good size, 250 mils. It doesn't have a Hell Star rating because, you know, they didn't pay that crap. The design is awesome. It makes you feel good, makes you laugh. Life's tricky enough and we keep it simple. Freshly roasted coffee and real milk. Amp is made to taste good, whatever your output demands. My output demands being a chill dude who manages my emotions and opens up and is compassionate and spreads love to the world, which is what we all should be we should all be aiming to do. And this has helped me try and figure that out in my own life. So hopefully you go get one yourself and you can find a path of compassion and joy and love and sharing. So go yourself, do your favor. 9.5 out of 10. I'm going to do this. That'll be the thumbnail for this picture, for this video. This one, good one. Love you guys. So many viewers around the world, so many comments I'm getting around the world, mostly from Marcel Marceau and other mime artists who aren't leaving any comments because no one's watching these videos. But one day I'm going to be famous on Alpha Centauri 4. Thank you very much. Nanu, nanu. Peace and love and mung beans to you. Amp it up, baby.